He is specialized in the development of interactive exhibits on different themes in science and science education activities to popularize science among public. He has been project coordinator for setting up of Regional Science Center at Coimbatore and was part of the team and set up Science Center at Dharwad, Mangalore and Puducherry. Our co-chair is Sri T.D. Com, BTech Electrical from Bhagalpur College of Engineering, Bihar. Sri T.D. Com is presently serving as curator in Manipur Science Center. He has worked as junior engineer from 1992 to 1997, as project officer and project officer from 1997 to 2004 for Integrated Rural Energy Development Program, Government of Manipur. Since then, he has been working as curator in Manipur Science Center and handling District Science Center Ukhrul and District Science Center Churachandpur, which are being developed under 100% funding support from Northeast Council, Shillong. In March 2025, Sri Com is taking over charge of Joint Director DST at the Directorate of S&T Government of Manipur. Now, the session is open for you. Over to you, sir.
Good morning. Welcome to the fourth technical session. We have got 6 speakers today. I would request all the speakers to limit their talk to the characters, 20 minutes maximum. And as we did yesterday, the discussions will be taken up at the end or after all the presentations are over. Today's first speaker is Sri Vikramjit Singh Arora, Curator in Charge, Liberal Education Trust and Technology and Art Training Center, Pilani, Rajasthan. So I request Mr. Vikramjit Singh to make his presentation. So he will be talking about digital enhancement of exhibits, school projects and facilities.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Respected Shri A.D. Chaudhary, Director General NCSM, Shri S. Kumar, Deputy Director General NCSM, Shri Rajiv Nath, Director Headquarters, and heads on the chair, Shri Sajju Bhaskaran, Director VITM, and on co-chair, Mr. T.D. Com, Mr. T.D. Com, Curator Manipur Science Center. All the dignitaries and the heads of other science centers and the directors from the other science museums from all over the country. I am Vikramjit Singh Arora, Curator in Charge, BTTATC. The journey started in 1954 when Shri Padam Vibhushan Shri G.D. Birla started first science museum of the country with few dioramas in a small town, Pilani. Recently, it has been renamed as Birla Education Trust. And the Innovation Hub. We are thankful to NCSM. by the Director General in CSM, to motivate and encourage the students to step into the world of innovation and take the best use of digital technology. And thereafter, we invited all the students, teachers, and they have started their projects at our Innovation Hub. Already the visitors and the students are coming to our Science Center, and we are motivating them, we are encouraging them to go around all the facilities at Innovation Hub, and then they started their projects. And very recently, we have received so many good ideas. We have given them, we have provided them the modular kits in which the hardware and the software go parallel to each other, just to brush up their skills for the digital integration with the hardware. And time to time we organize the competitions like the digital game development was one of them, just to bring the students digital creativity on screen. And we follow the principle of attract, hold and teach. So we have used some gadgets to attract them, and we told them to make projects in this field, and they will be awarded, they will be credited when these exhibits were displayed in one of our galleries. And we have given them the flexibility to modify the things like the Xbox, PS system. Earlier it was the time when we used to play these stations with the remote, and then with the gesture control, the students themselves integrated the things for the gesture control system. And this is another example of attract, hold and teach. From the small students to the high school students to the college students, we invite all and encourage them to step into the digital media. And one of the students suggested us to display the QR codes on every exhibit of our Science Center. And in 8 years back, this is the story, 8 years back, he proposed one of the QR codes, and we have implemented all the QR codes on every exhibit, displaying their history, the science behind the exhibit, and some of the videos. And it's very important to upgrade the content of these QR codes. When we get the QR codes, when we get the information, next time when public comes to your center, they ask us that what's new in this time. We have already installed these we have already have this app to download the code. So we are time to time keep on adding the videos, things. And recently we have one of our Innovation Hub members suggested us scan karo, AR karo. Not only the information about the exhibit, they can get the AR experience by just scanning the QR code from the exhibit. And we also invite the teachers, we introduce some of the kits like the digital pen digitizer to encourage the art students also in the field. We believe that innovation can be done in any field, and the digital tools are the medium to support these kind of things. So our teachers are also invited, our teachers are also trained to make their drawings, their color experiments with these kind of digital tools. This is one of the examples out of that. And then we try to implement that project in our gallery. Earlier we had an register in which we get the feedback from the visitors. Then we have introduced one screen, the touch screen panel on which they can write, and we can get the data or in our database we can get the message. Then we have just tried to incorporate the speech, text-to-speech software. Then we can write on it can be done on the panel, and then the same text will be, we can hear on the speakers installed along with the exhibit. And he's the former director, project coordinator from the DRDO. And in some of the exhibits, we feel that there is a monotonic gallery. In our Pilani gallery, we have some of the exhibits. There are so many structures are there. So just to break the monotony and keeping the theme same, keeping the soul of the gallery same, we have introduced some of the 3D films. Along with the exhibits, they can also enjoy the 3D films. Just to add a wow factor in that, as we are also expanding reach and engagement, our monthly is that. And these kind of 3D films we have introduced there. I will not play the video. And we have also observed when the public is interested in getting the information about the history of the Pilani and some of the other things that you actually want to convey with the gallery. Their kids sometimes disturb them. So for them we have used these digital media we found very useful that the digital platform, and we have introduced these kind of virtual pond there just to engage the kids so that the others can, their parents or their teachers can go through the other parts of the gallery. So after that, we have felt that so many students are taking interest, and they asked us what's the technology behind this. So we have tried to display the things, we are trying to display the technology, the information, how we can use this, how they can make other projects using this kind of technology, and they can present it at the district level, state level, or national level after that. And after that, the COVID comes, and COVID came, and we had a video and animation studio at Ion Innovation Hub. And for the community welfare, we have opened it for the teachers which are in campus, because it cannot be open for all during the COVID, due to the COVID restrictions. And with this innovation hub video and animation studio, where more than 1,000 videos have been recorded, and the students who were not able to get the live classes at that time, and due to the poor internet connection, or some of the kids at that time don't have the mobile, they can only access the mobile when their parents come after 5 o'clock. So we have made so many video lectures, and they are animated in such a way that this we have distributed, circulated through on their WhatsApp numbers. We took the database from the school, and this facility was open for all the student teachers, and they have using, and most of the teachers out of them have opened their video YouTube channels, and they are also monetizing and getting money out of this. And these are some glimpses from the video lectures that were made on that same studio. We are also focusing on AI, and we are inviting the experts to deliver the lecture, to with the hands-on activities on the AI. We invited Dr. Nishit Joshi for the artificial intelligence, just to promote AI among students. And just to track them, we have, in the initial phase, we have introduced the Alexa. Now so many other things have come up. And then the students started making projects using some of the kits we have provided, the hardware, the software, the components, the technical support was given by us. And they have made one AI-based self-balancing and dancing robot project. And I have a short video on this. Stand up by itself. Also about the edge. And some of we tell the students, if your project is very good, and we test this project from all factors, and then we try to implement these kind of projects in our galleries. And a few projects, students that have made, they have gone to the national level, and they got the internship of around 60,000 from the IIT Delhi. And some of the projects were displayed at Chennai, and there was the runner-up and the youngest young scientist held up in Chennai, the Smart Command Copter. They have also used the AI in that. And we also approached some scientists who are in the industry and they exactly know the future digital requirement and they know how the things are going on in the industry and what is the exact requirement. So we invite the people from the CSIR and other reputed companies. And after that, one of the ongoing project is the facial recognition system, one of the gadgets we have in our gallery, but one student approached us with the innovation idea. In Idea Box, we received the ideas and we invited the student just to give the presentation. He told us that the number of people he can count in a room with a method, and then we just tell them to make more, add more features into that. So their team suggested us to add to detect the emotion detection also, the facial emotion detection system. They are working on that. And how many faces are sad, how many faces are happy in a room, they can also detect. They have the algorithm for that. And I was already told about the Scan Karo AR Karo project and some of the examples that they have presented in the lab on the augmented reality. You just have to scan the image or scan the QR code, and the whole exhibit in a gallery, you can get the experience of all the animation parts of the exhibit that we have. So, with a few examples, what we will here. Scanning the image and then we will display on the AI. Pop up on the mobile app. More dynamic. They have also evolved things around the thing. Mr. Sonu Wangchuk also came to our center when he was told about some of the digital things. He was the Amir Khan's character, you all know, that inspired from the Ladakh innovator Sonu Wangchuk. So we have shown them some of the digital things he wanted to implement at this place. And we actually have more than, in and around Pilani, we have more than 200 schools, and we are trying to club the school students with the college students with the other professionals, so that when they reach to the upper level, they will be well aware of these things that we have studied in our engineering. And once this experiment is successful, then we try to definitely, the project is exhibited in one of the galleries, and one of the projects is on the AR. Some of the students are trying and experiencing this, you see. And it also adds a factor to engage more and more people, and they are trying to make more and more innovative projects out of by experiencing these kind of things. VR gadgets, we have the limitations that the headset is we are still facing the problem how to implement these kind of projects in the gallery. And one of the students of the member of the innovation made a virtual tour of that. Earlier we had a virtual tour in our gallery where only on a screen you can see the 360-degree view. Now we are taking it forward so that not from the fixed exhibit, everyone can see on their mobile, on the VR gadget, on the Oculus, then they can experience the virtual tour. Here we cannot add the VR gadget, so I have a short video on this virtual tour that we have made at BITS Pilani. It's a short video of the front area in our gallery. these kind of virtual tours add an element of interest. And these things attract them to visit the center. It's totally absurd that if we provide them the virtual things, they will not visit the centers. We have seen the count and the footfall increase with these kind of things. This way they have implemented the virtual tour. And on the multi-touch panel, if we talk about the digital enhancement of the exhibit, earlier we had one panel on which we can scroll down all the images of the gallery. Then we have converted into the multi-touch screen. The different people can see the different things on the same screen. We have combined them. And the future is of the innovation, the future of the interactive showcasing is the digital one. The smart glass technology, we are researching on these kind of things, and the students are working on these projects where the smart glass technology allows the content to be projected on the transparent surfaces, making the exhibit more futuristic. Smart glass display dynamically also adjust the content based on the audience preferences. It takes the viewers' demographics, their age, gender. Accordingly, they produce the content using the AI, gesture control, touchless screens. And in future we won't find more touch screens. There will be some more gesture control screens will be there. And the extended AR, VR already introduced. Now the future is XR. We are combining the AR with the VR for the fully immersive learning procedure. So XR comes into account. The digital exhibits are evolving rapidly. So AI and XR will work together for the smart technology. Interactive AI system can be provided. And XR, which includes both AR and VR, is revolutionizing the story of how we present the things. And the blockchain is very important. That the security of the content is very important. It prevents tampering, unauthorized modification. So these things are very important when we implement the things in our gallery, because the privacy and the sensitive information should not go from one place to another. So it should be there should be some security change. And the challenges and considerations, we all know that these are the high implementation costs. That's why we are involving the students, the college students, the graduates, the postgraduates. They make projects or they learn, and then we get help of them, and then we club them with some of the professionals also. They get the exposure, and we have the practical experience that some of the professionals in which we have involved the students, they hire those students for their company. So this thing also happens, that and the cost is the consideration factor that comes down if your own students are making content. The content development is done by your own students. We are having more than 6,000 students in the BITS Pilani, 4,000 students in and around Pilani. So we are trying to club these students. We are inviting them to make these kind of projects for us. And technical expertise is required. Definitely, we have the technical team, maintenance team. We take care of the exhibits, and for the digital, this is we need to upskill the things. And the user accessibility is a concern for all people. The digital technology is not the final solution. So we are trying to make some adaptive technology with that. And it's all about some of the digital things that we are doing, and these are only glimpses. We have so many things. So thank you very much for your patience.
Thanks, Vikramji, for highlighting the digital interactives which you have developed for your galleries, and also the activities of innovation and how you are networking with other organizations to make your science center more vibrant. Thanks. The next speaker is Sri Niranjan Gupta, Curator at National Council of Science Museums. So he'll be talking about leveraging digital platforms for climate, environmental awareness in science museums.
Good morning, one and all. Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me here. So my topic is leveraging digital platform for climate and environment awareness in science museums. Yesterday, my one of colleagues, Subsankar Ghosh, on one walkthrough of climate change gallery. This is the gallery, but museum has some, we are doing educational program also. So just 1 year back when I was posted in Digha Science Center, and during that time we conducted various online engagement for environmental awareness and climate mitigation strategies for the students and as well as in the online platform. So, why nowadays climate change is one of the important issue and one of the global challenge now. So, keeping in view of that, we started our digital online program for amplifying the climate awareness for more and more people and students. And the second thing is the Digha Science Center, how engaged students during the COVID period. So the objective of this is that how evaluating the digital platform, role of climate advocacy, and identifying the successful engagement strategies like Digha Science Center online reach. Other center also did the similar type of program, but here I want to concentrate on the climate mitigation strategies which we taken. The next thing is analyzing the enhancing tools for enhancing the exhibit like VR, AR, AI, which my earlier speaker also discussed in detail. Manas sir, Vijay Shankar sir already discussed this. And what is the challenge for the future?
At the Natural History Museum, London, the window opens on the world to come.
So, I given the term museum as a digital leader here. Most of the NCSM centers and other science centers also doing online engagement through their webinar, online workshop. So here Digha Science Center conducted various programs, like during the Sankalp work we made some more than 10 numbers of video on traditional Indian plant as well as seed to shade program, and that is the program which got a lot of online engagement. And with the help of this, we made very good community. Yesterday's one question came that how many persons after listening this online program coming to the center. I have seen, sir, after conducting this program, we got a lot of school invitation for doing the residential workshop in our center, and we conducted also after opening the center. Next. So, here I want to just show that the mixed reality, how the Natural History Museum and Microsoft is making the future museum action plan and how to for climate awareness and environment, climate change and environment awareness. And the second thing for personalized climate action, and the Sankalp Parva program, which engaged more than 1,200 engagement online with the help of our BDOs. Next. So this is the one of the projects that Microsoft and Central Education Museum is doing for the future museum. This is the immersive experience which we will give
The window
to the
opens to the
visitor.
world to come. Immerse yourself in the possible future 100 years from now. Journey around the world to discover how nature has survived. Learn how you can help make a difference today. Visions of nature, a mixed reality experience.
Next video is showing Riga Vigyan Kendra. This video is a sea level rise video 360 degree VR sea level rise experience, and it is done by the Sir Frederick Foundation, and the voiceover is given by the English Swallow. So how the sea level rise can be shown with the VR medium, 360 VR medium. So this video will show. Start now. रीगा विज्ञान केंद्र राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान संग्रह in saving the oceans throughout the world, and this is one of the examples which we can implement in our galleries also. Next, and we made various videos on environmental awareness. So one of the I just showing here the two. One is the on the people tree, and the second one is the butterfly. These are the video, similar type of video we made more than around 15 video on that, and this has engaged a lot of viewers. Next. रीगा विज्ञान केंद्र राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान संग्रहालय, and these are the some of the program web lecture series we conducted through online. From seed to sale and human nature's kind of human errors during the COVID era. So these are the some examples of the program which conducted over there, and similar type of program we conducted around 43 number of such kind of lecture is basically based on environmental awareness. We started during that time, and that is on the name of Seek to Save. So day by day, one day one lecture and one topic we selected and conducted. Next. These are some online workshops we conducted through our Google Meet and Facebook, through Facebook and other meetings also. So now the question is that low bandwidth solution. क्या है कि हमारे यहाँ की सबके पास मोबाइल का एक्सेसिबिलिटी जो है वो है नहीं, क्योंकि अभी भी जब हम गांव में जाते हैं तो ज़्यादातर जगह में क्या हो जाता है कि लोगों के पास मोबाइल कम है, कई लोगों के पास वो इंटरनेट फैसिलिटी भी नहीं है और हमारे पास लो बैंडविड्थ डेटा है, जिसके कारण हम केवल ऑनलाइन माध्यम पर ही डिपेंड नहीं रह सकते हैं. वी हैव टू डू द ऑफलाइन प्रोग्राम. लाइक हमारे जो मोबाइल साइंस एजुकेशन बसेस हैं ये काफ़ी हेल्पफुल भी रहेंगी भविष्य में, क्योंकि ये डायरेक्ट जो है हमारे टच में है. साथ ही साथ एक मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन कि हमें अगर बहुत सारे आजकल इन्फॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है नेट पर, बट कौन सा सही है कौन सा गलत, उसको ट्रस्टेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के साथ कोलैबोरेशन करके हमें देखना है. वी हैव टू सी दैट लाइक द इंटरनेशनल इन्वायरमेंट प्रोग्राम IPCC है या इंडिया में नीरी है, तो वी हैव टू फाइंड द डेटा, authentic data from there, because a lot of misconceptions and various fake data is available also in case of climate change. And a hybrid model should be implemented on both on online as well as the offline. So in short, conclusion, next. We have to collaborate with the technology companies, art and design institute, so that we develop, by using our skill, we develop their content like content, and we have, since we have limited manpower also, so that we can engage some NGOs for this our educational program, especially on the environment and climate mitigation, and collaborating online, sharing the platform so that the digital engagement will become multi-mode, and we have to develop the gamified platform also for the use in our online websites, our website as well as in our gallery, so that this will be the rewarding time. Suppose you are just like games, while we are doing, so just rewarding time. We have to give some reward. If you cross this limit, you plant this much of tree, then you will reward like that. So science museum are the critical hub. Nowadays, you see most of the schools curriculum, environmental science is included, but no teacher is available. Most of the schools in the West Bengal, I have seen that most of the schools are not engaging the environmental education teacher. So there, our science center can play a vital role for providing such kind of awareness. And digital platform enable, since the digital platform enabled to for global reach, so this will help our program to more and more people. Start 2 days back, Growers sir also told me इसमें infrastructure में digital implementation में huge money involved है, तो उसको हमें balance करके ही करना है, क्योंकि मेंटेनेंस का भी इशू है, साथ ही साथ हमारा अगर इंटरनेट वगैरह जहाँ कमजोर है, अगर ऑनलाइन प्रोग्राम नहीं करते हैं तो वहाँ ये हम नहीं कर पाएंगे। तो दीज आर द सम ऑफ द लिमिटेशन फॉर दिस। So thank you, sir, for this.
Thank you, Mr. Niranjan, for sharing your presentation on the topic of climatic change. These days, climatic change is a hot issue these days. The impact on Earth, on this world, is certainly also a lot of floods, everything has happened. So we are also fortunate that
With your permission, I just compose one poem on Science Center and climate change. So if you give permission, I can put it.
we can have during the discussion hour.
Huh? Can I decide, sir? Okay.
These days, climatic change has become a big issue, and we are lucky enough that Science City has recently developed first time gallery, I think, on climatic change on the edge. So we should encourage other science centers also to have such in the coming future. Thank you very much, Mr. Niranjan. Now, so far our two presentators have kept their time, allocated time, they didn't go beyond the allocated time. And the next presentator is Mr. Somen Ghosh. I call upon Mr. Somen Ghosh to take his time, curator, BITM, Kolkata. And the topic is Museum in Digital Era, New Opportunities for Preserving our Scientific Legacy. Please go ahead.
Good morning to all delegates coming from different science centers across the width and breadth of our country, and my colleagues and seniors to National Council of Science Museum. So, my topic is Science Museums in the Digital Era, New Opportunity for Preserving our Scientific Legacy. I will present a case study because in BITM we recently working on developing one digital science technology archive. So my presentation is something is different. We are not, I am not going to present something digital technology which is enhance the visitor experience on exhibits, but it's kind of back to our basics regarding that how the science center preserve the scientific legacy of the nation. We all know that in science center we have the basic mandate regarding the research on history of science technology, same time also preserve or conserve the science and technology, tradition of science and technology and scientific legacy of the particular thing of our nation or maybe in the particular state. So how this journey began? Our journey began with the communication from our DG sirs, and last April or March, where we had got the one communication that BITM should take initiative to establish one Science and Technology Archive. So I got one communication from Professor Deepak Kumar. I would like to read it out. This is a kind of bold statement and it motivates us to think on different way. Both our society and government recognize the significance of science and technology in national development. Historically, we played a significant role in the evolution and the spread of techno-scientific knowledge worldwide, and we continue to do so. However, the little is known about our contribution efforts in this area after independence. We need to collect and preserve the papers and contribution of our scientists, engineers, technology pioneers, medical researchers, especially those of post-independent era. There is no SNT archive at national level, we need one. Whatever you're talking about the different context of the scientific traditions or technological tradition, yes, India have a rich tradition of science and technology. But in case of the post-independence era, there are many other scientists, those are worked phenomenally, which helped us to build our nations, that starting from agriculture revolution by M.S. Swaminathan or Korean, to many other, even in our atomic programs, in our space programs. So we should have established one digital platform where the people can get the all data, and it will create an academic horizon. That means someone, those are studying in a very basic level, want to access the basic information, they can get the information from this platform, and same time, those that are doing the scholarly research on the history of science technology, they can also get the whole information in a single platform. This is the basic aim to establish the science technology archive. So, all we know what is the archive is. Archive is a space for preservation of records and materials for their long-term value. The documentary product of human activity is very important. That means we are not only keeping the information related to the particular scientist or technology pioneer or medics regarding their research paper or scientific contributions. Regarding the other communications they are making, they are developing SNT policy or different communications, even their trams and their pains, that all documents should be there so that people can understand the whole flavor of their journey into the science and technology. So objective of this SNT archive is the heritage preservation, trusting, collection development, of course the conservation and access, research support, and public engagement. Public engagement is very important because science and technology centers are basically for public engagement. Whatever the usable artifact we are making through this SNT archive, that can be utilized in the curation, that can be utilized for our future exhibition development. So what kind of, as Vijay Shankar sir is, BITM has a kind of different blend of science museum and science center. We have different artifacts too, we are having working models, and this SNT archive is also value addition to BITM's activity regarding their commitment and to protect or conserve the SNT heritage of the nation. So what we are keeping in this archive, basically manuscript, letters, photographs, notebook of scientists, medics, engineers, inventors, also repository of scientific publication, pamphlet and newspaper clippings. All kind of documents we are trying to collect it from different institutions or personal collection. We are keeping in a single platform that is unique. Probably it is the first time we are doing in a kind of, in India it is the first time we are doing such kind of SNT archive. So while jumping into the new project, we don't have idea how the archive is being should develop. So initially we thought about the physical archive because we don't have a kind of infrastructure to keeping conservation lab is required, preserving the materials, or kind of very sophisticated instrument is also required. The skilled staff is also required for kind of maintaining one kind of physical archive. So we initially thought to start with the digital archive. We formed one steering committee, and initially we started with the 27 scientists. Those are working in basically in the Calcutta or West Bengal. So initially we started with the 27 names, like including J.C. Bose and P.C. Roy, Rajendra Mukherjee, Subhas Mukherjee. So this is the phase one we started, and we completed it within the last November in 2024. And Then we started approach to take the many archival materials and take up the scientists from the different parts of India, including the Homi Baba, Vikram Sarabhai, and Viswasaraya we are doing right now. So phase 2 we identify 70 scientists, right now we are doing. In phase 3 our target is within this December 2024-25, so it can be extendable up to the 100 scientists. So I would like to say a little bit of how we are, this platform working. We have started with a very ambitious report, and the domain portal is the bitmkolkata.net, and it is also in this portal, this information is also available in our BITM website too. And we also try to incorporate it into NCSM website, so they can, if anybody click on this particular information part, and they can go into directly portal to the bitmkolkata.net. In portal, there is this is a little bit of older page. Right now we have already upgraded the page. Here we are keeping the name of the scientist in alphabetical order, so one can know whose work is being archived. And there is a minor registration process. Immediately you will get the registration procedure. Your OTP will come into your email ID, and through user ID login, you can once again try to get the information or access information about the scientist. So after initial phase, there is a search where you can have the string search, at least 3 characters you have to give, and they will provide the tentative list of exhibit matching with the string. And in the first page, we are keeping a record page. That means it gives a very brief record of the particular scientists, technologists, and medics regarding their education and achievement, their research achievement, or the main area of research. And afterwards, we thought that we can do a kind of Wikipedia type of approach, so that this website will not only be accessed by the scholar people, but can be general public can also access it. So we are giving some simplistic information about their biography, so that normal student or undergraduate student, they can inspire with their work, and they can opt their career in the science technology. And after I will discuss little bit about the whatever thing we are keeping. The first area we are keeping all the research publication of the scientists or technologists medics, and keeping publication on the scientist. We are keeping honors or the kind of achievement, and different correspondence notes are available. And I would like to say a little bit of details. Since in NCSM we are working, and we are also developing different exhibits or exhibitions on the history of science technology. Those are my colleague from the physics or astrophysics. We have the very good collection. We got the whole PhD paper of Amol Raichaudhuri. You know the Raichaudhuri equation, which is basically once you want to understand about the relativity, it is essential to understand the Raichaudhuri equation. So these equations and the paper is the part of his PhD thesis. The whole PhD thesis we got, and it is accessible for the public access also. So a very interesting story on this equation. When it is proposed to publish into the Physical Review journal, it was declined by the editor because they could not understand the proposition of this research article. After 1.5 years, it is got selected. So whole correspondence with the editor of the Physical Review journal with Amol Raichaudhuri and vice versa, we are keeping all the documents. So we are also keeping the photographs, a huge collection of photographs we are keeping, whatever we are getting from the different institutions and personal level we are getting. So we are keeping all information in a single platform. So we are also trying to collaborate with the different institutions like INSA. We got collaboration from the INSA. We right now got the whole document. INSA is keeping the whole document in a single file. We are getting the whole document from the INSA, from the 11 scientists regarding the different correspondence, even their fellowship, who proposed the fellowship, and all other documents related to the fellowship. We got the collaboration from the different institutions. We are keeping all the things in our platform. So, extended activity, yes, of course, it will basically for the scholarly research. We are planning to do some extended activity like the lecture or kind of involving the UG/PG student through our resources. And future, we are also planning to having such kind of SNT Heritage Day. This kind of activity we are planning. Opportunity, of course, enhance this because it is a digital platform, so anybody from any part of the world they can access the information. Yes, of course, since it is a digital, it is cost efficient. Reservation is easily picked up and widely recognition, and we are also conserving our heritage. Two challenges here because because it is an ever-evolving process, continuously gathering information, so we need the robust setup or robust IT infrastructure to holding such kind of archive. Another thing is collection is the challenge because in India there is a less awareness about the collection because after the immediate death of the particular scientist and technologist, you will not get the document. It is not easy to get the document. Even in the contemporary collection is a little bit of difficult because as per archive norm, after 30 years of death, you can archive it. But you are taking the archiving this work of the scientists who already deceased, only we are taking, living scientists we are not taking. So this kind of challenges we are facing. So we have to mitigate and we have to plan accordingly, we have to make policy, we have to take a strategic approach so that it can become a very robust and so I'll show a video, small video, it was people during the inauguration.
Presenting the National Science and Technology Digital Archive, a repository for collection and preservation of the intellectual legacy of Indian scientists, engineers, technology pioneers, and medical researchers who shaped modern India. Visit the collections at www.bitnkolkata.net to delve into our scientific past, serving both as a research resource and a testament to India's journey for the development of science and technology. Log in to access the full range of material archived from scientists, medics, engineers, and inventors, including manuscripts, letters, diaries, photographs, notebooks, scientific publication, pamphlets, and newspaper clippings. The project, to begin with, includes nationwide contributions from around 70 renowned scientists like Ashima Chatterjee, Birbal Sahani, Bibha Chaudhary, Dilip Mahalanobis, Homi J. Bhabha, M. Visveshwarya, Vikram Sarabhai, and others who laid the foundation of modern Indian science, technology, and medical research. Implementing best practices for archival storage and digitization, this ever-evolving National Archive ensures long-term conservation of the prized collections as well as facilitation of scholarly research by aiding accessibility through a user-friendly online platform and a dedicated research space with due indexing. It is an initiative for preservation and promotion of a rich scientific legacy by the National Council of Science Museums, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Sign up at www.bitnkolkata.net and start exploring today.
August program to seek your valuable guidance, and it is regarding allowing us for the potential sources of archival documents. And I would like to thankful to Sanju Bhaskaran sir, who allowing us for the in Visesvaraya we got the documentation. We are also thankful to Provos Govas sir, because through Locknoti we could able to collaborate with the BSIP and relative of the Vivasani. We got the whole document of the Vivasani group. And if anybody has any kind of know the source of the particular which can be archived, you can let me know us. But we have a minimum data criteria for this, because we are doing whatever, at least the fellow of Royal Society or maybe the fellow of National Academy with the Sanskrit of Bhatnagar Award, we are taking right now. So if you have any kind of knowledge of this kind of source of archival material, please let us know. And I will request all of you to sign up our portal and access the information and send your feedback, so we can incorporate it and we can also make a more accessible digital archive to all public. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Sodan, for highlighting the noble work which are taking up of archive in science and technology. It is a huge work, and it may require the support of many people.
And we will thankful to DGNC to give some opportunity to the GIP team. Very new work to us, we are trying. Hopefully it will create a new thing, and it will be create a value addition in the next, maybe it is not a short-term project, next 30 years, 50 years, then it will be in a considerable amount of archival documents. Thank you.
It will be a great resource for all the enthusiasts of science and technology. And I also feel maybe the other artifacts, the physical artifacts which we are having, that also we need to document like this. Maybe VHM and also CRTL has got a lot of artifacts. Of course, maybe we are slightly shifted away from collecting artifacts now because after the interactive exhibit sector. We will have to take a policy on, already a policy is there, but I think we need to take solid steps to keep on collecting artifacts to maybe document the development of science and technology. Thanks so much. Next speaker is Mr. Sudhir K. Babu. He's a curator at the Visesvaraya Industrial and Technological Museum, Bangalore. So he will be talking about integrating virtual and physical experiences for effective learning in science centers.
Good morning. First of all, thanks for this opportunity for attending this conference and presenting the topic before us. Thanks to DG NCSM, all directors, VHM director, and the coordinators of this program for this opportunity. So this
paper deals with how we can integrate physical and virtual experiences for effective learning in
science centers. The focus is on learning. So last 2 days we have very good discussions about how these digital technologies can be incorporated in our science centers. DG sir told why we need to go for digital. Actually, it is, as Manu sir told, it is post-digital era. Why we need to go for digital? Afterwards, yesterday we saw how the AI technologies can be used for effectively curating a gallery. In the Peaceful Explosion Gallery, we have seen it. And Anidar sir and Rohit sir, in their yesterday's presentation, show that how AI can be used for effectively managing music. So we have seen two aspects. AI or technology is used for curating galleries. Technology is used for how we can use for managing the galleries or managing museums. Here, there is an example showing how we can integrate both physical exhibits like classical exhibits with some digital possibilities so that it will be more attractive to the new generation. So I am Cyril K. Babu, presently working as Director President Vishwesvaraya Industrial and Technological Museum. We are celebrating our Diamond Jubilee year this year. And so the sub-theme is hybrid museum model. The sub-theme of this conference is blending physical and digital experiences. And the focus forming science museums and science centers. There are many objectives. One is, as our first Prime Minister told, it is for enhancing scientific temperament. It is to bring scientific temperament to the people. There are other objectives like communicating science to the public, communicating science to the students. For certain exhibitions, there is to motivate the students, to inspire the students. And one major focus that should be, we are as informal, non-formal education centers, the learning should be the prime focus on the science galleries. There are different types of learning, we all know. Conceptual learning, procedural or skill learning, reasoning and discovery learning. What is the difference? I'll tell you an example. For example, in VITM we have an exhibit in our space gallery. There is a helicopter model is there. So if you press one switch, the helicopter's top rotor will rotate. Then what happens is the helicopter entire will be destabilized, that entire helicopter is rotating. So if you press the second switch, there is a separate rotor in the backside, in the tail, that will start rotating. So that will stabilize the helicopter. So this will help the visitor to get an understanding that how the tail rotor is helping to stabilize. So there is a conceptual learning happening here. Procedure is just a skill, the hands-on skill. Next is reasoning thinking. So we should think of each of our exhibits, whether it is making the visitor to ask questions or asking him to whether it arouses some reasoning ability in him. If you take your individual exhibits. I will tell you an example. For example, if you take a Newton's cradle classical exhibits. So what I observed in our galleries is that a long queue of students coming. The VITM is burdened with visitors almost most of the days except Mondays or Tuesdays, the galleries will be crowded. So the students will come there, they will just make a one action from this Newton's cradle and it will go. So actually what will happen if further examination of that exhibit is not happening, further examination and how the learning. So we should devise some methods to enhance learning and enhance engagement, because always we cannot have educational guides or assistants or science communicators to assist the visitors in the gallery. If some knowledgeable parents accompany the students, they will help the students to learn the concept. But here I am suggesting a method for an AI-enabled learning method. Some virtual assistants can enable learning. We'll come to a point. So whether effective learning is happening in each of our exhibits. If you take our individual exhibits, whether any survey is conducted or what student learn. For our curatorial joy, we will create an exhibit. Actually, whether that student, what understanding it got conceptually and what discovery he made out of it, that needs to be properly evaluated. This is our typical science center, and where these are our learning concepts. Most of the learning happens in, we are expecting happens in galleries and science park. Science demonstrations, then different types of shows and workshops. Whereas we have seen that virtual resources, there are still scope to improve, and learning is not much happening with our virtual resources. So these are already we have seen some points. The pros and cons of learning in physical and digital exhibits. This has to be properly understood before we put forward to hybrid exhibits. The physical exhibits, one of the most advantages that we have hands-on interaction, real world learning, and group learning and discussion is happening. You can see that images from Visvesvaraya Museum in the researchers pattern exhibits. The students come and discuss and they interact with the exhibit and they learn. While in the case of digital exhibits, most of them we are individual. We are with a one headset, we are in our virtual world. There is no interaction between the visitors or between the students happening. But its advantage is that it is attractive to the digital native generations that we have seen last few days, the digital native generations. And we can show some of the unobservable things that were not possible with the physical exhibits. So how learning happens in physical exhibits? These are various interactions. We can touch and see or press or rotate or watch a diorama. We can interact with it. Whereas in digital exhibits we have headsets. Mostly we go for image displays. There will be huge displays, touchscreen kiosks, projection mapping. In each cases, when a visitor come and see a very big display, and after he goes, maybe with digital fatigue or without fatigue, whether any learning something happened, whether any conceptually he has acquired any knowledge, whether any understanding happened, or it just gave an experience to him. That question we have to be addressed with each exhibit. And another thing is that whether any feedback is most of our exhibits if we take, the visitor will interact with an exhibit and the exhibit responds. After that, is the exhibit is collecting any feedback from the visitor. There is no provision of collecting the feedback from the visitor. Of course, there are many exhibits, but there are scope for improvement. And there is emotional connectivity is there in physical exhibits, where personalization is there in physical exhibits. But in the case of digital experience, whether there is physical experience, whether there is active participation, we are just passive viewers, we are just audience. And how, like we discussed yesterday and yesterday, the authenticity of the content. This is one exhibit we have installed at the Bell Hall of Electronics, inaugurated 2023 December. Thanks to my colleague Navram for designing this artificial intelligence exhibit. In this particular exhibit, it is clearly showing an example of artificial intelligence. It is an object detection method. So an algorithm is there. The visitor will come before there is a Kinect sensor is there, camera is there, and whatever objects on him or her that will be detected, and its percentage of probability or pattern is also shown there. That is on the right side. Whereas on the left side, there is a virtual reality all exhibits in new form. These all can be considered as this is explaining the AI. But one thing is that how an AI works, that things we are not able to show on this exhibit. But this is a major attraction now, the artificial intelligence exhibit. So this is another case study conducted by the Human Computer Interaction Center of Carnegie Mellon University. So they try to integrate, since one of our theme is the hybrid exhibits, they try to integrate physical exhibits with the virtual devices. So what is that? There is an earthquake simulating table is there. So there are different models available. The student can come here and there is an animated character in the screen. So the animated character in the screen will guide the visitor to place the objects here. And after that, it will ask the visitor permission to shake the table. So when the table, earthquake simulator table shakes, there are two things we can place here, and one of it will fall, or both will fall. So each time, what happens is that the animated character will give a guidance to the visitor to place a particular object, and it will, using computer vision, and it will calculate which object is placed there, and it will calculate the moment of inertia, whether it will fall or not. So that option is given to the visitor to predict it, and after predicting, the visitor will, or the user will make, again, there is an option for user to make a prediction, and he will enter it. After that, the table will be shaken. So there is an option for the visitor to see whether his prediction is correct or not. For example, I will tell 2-3 cases. Suppose the student placed two objects, one is tall and one is smaller one. And another case is one is thin and one is thick. So in that case, they can try different permutation combinations. Each cases, the digitally animated virtual assistant will give a feedback, and it will give an option for the student to predict. And these types of continuous engagement, they have conducted certain studies. These are some examples. There are different modes. Guided discovery mode is there, exploration mode is there. Each cases, there is physical interaction is there. At the same time, the virtual assistant will help to guide the visitor. There are of course different theories that guided learning is not good, free learning is good. But in Indian context, the guided learning will help, because we cannot assume that a student can learn periodic table by itself. So it has to be some method. So these types of physical interaction as well as virtual assistance will help. They conducted some research, and I will briefly show the results. They proved that the learning happens is almost 5 times compared to an exhibit without the digital content and with this hybrid model. So this gives an insight how each of our, maybe some of our font size exhibits or some thematic exhibits can be differently tutored in a hybrid model where there is a continuous engagement. Instead of one interaction or one communication between an exhibit and a student, it can be 2 or 3 or 4 times interactions, and that continuous interaction will help to enhance the duration, the time a particular student spends with the result will increase. That will help in increasing the learning. So these are different possibilities. Like using AI, CV and Python, we can have, we can detect, because now technologies are available, what is the response of the visitor, and it can be properly algorithm, with proper algorithm, the intelligent system can give a feedback. For example, in the case of a Newton's cradle, when the student makes one ball move, the virtual assistant can tell that what will happen if one of the ball is of double weight, or what will happen if you try to drop from more than 90 degrees apart. So there is an option for the student to think, and there can be an options there in the virtual assistant screen. Like yesterday, Shadabandra using magic lens and all, we can mask the other things, and only the virtual assistant, maybe some cartoon character for the students. If it is for an adult visitor, it can accordingly come with a different animated character. And if it is based on our language, it can change it. So there are scope of giving these types of assistance for guided learning in many cases. And another thing is that it can have real-time feedback. With sensors, it is possible. And queuing is possible. Adaptive tutoring is possible. And this will finally help in increase exhibit engagement and enhance conceptual learning, add some personalizations, some emotional elements. If any of the cartoon character is playing, the student, especially the kids, will be more happy. And if any of our, we can explain for Bernoulli's principle, even the Daniel Bernoulli's character can come and say something. So that will be interesting for the visitors. For example, there are many possibilities of converting our exhibits using computer vision to hybrid exhibits. For example, electromagnetic induction. So what the particular, what a visitor you presently, you will just press a switch and see that the electromagnetic LED is glowing. But there is more things to learn in that. The rate of change is there. How if you go to the electromagnetic equation, we can see the different factors it is affecting. So in-depth knowledge can be gained if it is a guided one. Each exhibits, each fun science exhibits, especially STEM-based exhibits, can be properly converted to hybrid mode by using computer vision. These are some of the references I have used. So the conclusion is that the hybrid exhibits combine advantages of both classical, physical, hands-on interactive exhibits and the exhibits based on digital technology. And the virtual assistants give guided interaction, a prolonged interaction in case of fun sites and STEM galleries that will help the student to actually learn the concept instead of just experiencing. But there is a problem. This AI interaction and digital technologies, even though it enhances visitor experiences, we need to study whether actually learning happens. So, like all our galleries, after curation, we have to properly study what the student or a visitor learned from each exhibit. So that study has to be conducted more in the case of this hybrid exhibits. And these are the period where machines started learning. So because of social pressure, we are forced to convert many of our galleries to digital experience centers. But we should keep in mind that whether the experiences will steal away learning from our science centers. So I think the one takeaway that I felt from this conference is that we should convert, it is a need of the hour, we should introduce digital and virtual concepts in galleries, but it should not steal away the learning component from our exhibits. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Civil, for telling us about how virtual experiences can be augmented with the physical experience to make learning harder. Okay, let's discuss about it at the end of the session. Thank you. The next speaker is Dr. Bidi Guru, the curator, Kalimpong Science Center, West Bengal. So he will be talking about the role of Kalimpong Science Center. Opportunities and challenges in the digital era.
speeches in the board. So before entering into the main topic, I'd like to say something about Kalimpong Science Center. Kalimpong Science Center was developed by HSC Minister for the Government of India, and it was inaugurated in 2nd October 2008, and it is situated in Yellow Hills. It is the highest peak in Kalimpong, and in area of 7 acres of land, and it is situated at an elevation of height 370 feet, making it to the best of my knowledge the only science center in India at this altitude. In brief of Kalimpong Science Center in Kalimpong, there are 4 blocks, 06 number of tea gardens, 2 number of secular plantations, and government schools including primary and nursery school. There are about 475 ICC, and ISC 12, CBSE 4. So these are the figures that is in Kalimpong district. So looking at this figure, we have visiting many schools to form the science club. So most of the schools have formed science club. They are associated with Kalimpong Science Center. So in Kalimpong, this National Industrial Himalaya Kalimpong district is formed in 2017. This is the 21st district of West Bengal. It is 51 kilometers from Kalimpong, Darjeeling, 67 kilometers from Kalimpong, 70 kilometers from Gyantok, 66 kilometers from Siliguri, and 75 kilometers from Bangalore Airport. So Kalimpong serves as an ideal gateway for tourists visiting Kalimpong Science Center, Kalimpong. So according to the census 2011, the population of Kalimpong is 2,08,642. So Kalimpong is a small Kalimpong district. It has an important tourist destination, popular for its beautiful landscape, rich cultural heritage, and diverse biodiversity. So Kalimpong, it is not located in the Kalimpong town. It is nearly 9 kilometers away from the Kalimpong town. So Kalimpong, this is the visitor footfalls. I have got this number of visitors with the financial over the past 7 years. So these are figures. Visitor footfalls in 2018-19 were 76,000 visitors. In this way, you can see the visitor footfalls in different financial years. So these are galleries. So we have constant galleries. No major changes have been made or upgraded since 2008, since its inauguration. However, few exhibits have been placed with new ones. So we have mirror image gallery until August 2022. It was a digital gallery. So that was developed in 2007. So now that gallery has been converted to mirror image gallery. So we have another small miniature gallery that is developed by Nuclear Power Corporation of India, Government of India in 2024. So this is the view of our science park. So this science park offers not only scientific gadgets but also offers a beautiful panoramic view of the majestic Kanchenjunga. And these are facilities where the armed forces are used 2020, where we Inferno Dome, which has been converted to a FRB dome with the same diameter, where City Theatre, which was inaugurated in 15 November 2015, so this is developed by NCSL in 2015. And recently, we have introduced VR technology to enhance tourist engagement and provide a more immersive experience. This is our small step towards embracing the digital area. So this is our another initiative. So we have developed AI-generated multilingual audio guide for indoor exhibits using QR code technology in the following languages. So using this technology, we have developed the language in Nepali, Bengali, Hindi and English. Because if you scan this QR code, you will get 4 options, Nepali, Bengali, and this will explain the exhibits. So along with that, we're also working on incorporating the other regional languages, taking another step towards preserving linguistic heritage in digital form. This initiative foster community conservation in a meaningful way and solve the valuable social contributions. This innovation hub, Image Innovation Hub, that was inaugurated on 25th February 2017. So we are also organizing different types of activities, workshops, seminars. And this is our number of individual members and number of district members with the financier. So this is the number of individual members versus financiers. So role in Kalimpong Science Center. So Kalimpong Science Center organizes many education-based activities in both in offline as well in online modes. It engages students through interactive models and exhibits. It collaborates with schools and institutions to promote STEM learning. We actively share our activities on social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter to connect with the wider audience in the digital space. So indoor activities, we conduct tarot show, science show, mainly we have invited science show in the park, technical show, research show, and illusion show. We conduct this kind of show in the science daily basis because we have potential and mental. They are also engaged for conducting this kind of activities for the students and the visitor visiting to Kalimpong Science Center. So, in-house program, we observe important national and international scientific days by organizing various events such as quizzes, debates, and many more. Outreach program, we organize outreach program for schools and colleges, research, science exhibition, open house quizzes, idea competitions, and sky observation. This initiative aims to engage and inspire the next generation of innovators. So, future plans. So, in future, we want to introduce this kind of facility in our science center, which is a curriculum, mobile science education hub, experience in culture, and AI there. But we're in the process of developing a digital management system and hope for the support of initiation authorities in preparing the DPR and along with other facilities for Kalimpong Science Center. So these are opportunities in this area, virtual reality and augmented reality can enhance learning experience. Online science workshop and digital exhibition can reach a wide audience. AI and robotics can develop more information. Collaboration with global institutions for knowledge sharing. And these are the challenges that are facing. So limited funding for technological upgrades, needs for skilled professionals to manage digital resources, enhancing digital accessibility and literacy remain a challenge. User prospect and contribution, integrating digital tools to make science education more engaging and fun, enhancing collaboration with scientific organizations, overcoming challenges to innovative solutions and government support. Kalimpong Science Center has immense potential to adapt and thrive in the digital area. Thank you everyone for listening to my lecture and giving me the opportunity to present, to say something about science.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. B.D. Guru, for highlighting some of the activities that you are taking up at your science center and also your future plan to upgrade or upgrade your center. We wish you all the best so that you can achieve for upgrading your science center by integrating this digital technology. Thank you very much. Next. Facilitator is Mr. Suman Subha, Assistant Director, Sikkim Science Center. He will be presenting on the topic initiative taken to make Sikkim Science Center more vibrant through the use of digital mode of communication. So we welcome Mr. Subha to come up to the stage to present your presentation.
Very good morning to all of you. Thank you so much, respected co-chairman, for inviting me to present my presentation. Respected Director General, NCSM Sri A.D. Chaudhary sir. Respected directors from different national science centers, science city, science centers, and curators of different science centers, co-chairman of this technical CSM, and delegates from science cities and science centers. Today, I feel privileged to be here to present my presentation on the topic, the initiative taken up by Sikkim State Council of Science and Technology, Department of Science and Technology, to make Sikkim Science Center more vibrant through digital mode of communication. First of all, I'd like to talk about the opportunities and challenges of Sikkim Science Center in digital area. The opportunities are easy communication and correspondence through emails, WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, etc., and collaboration with the stakeholders. Organization of conference through Google Meet, organization of workshop, seminar, webinar as outreach program through digital mode, introduction of QR code scan based feedback system for visitors, enhancing the engagement through AR/VR setups, browsing data for any kind of important, sometimes we need information from Google, exploration of information through AI, ChatGPT, etc., which we are using nowadays. Now there are many challenges in the hilly areas like Sikkim. We have network issues in some remote areas of Sikkim. Sometimes we cannot communicate with the people of the far-flung areas of Sikkim. Then for any kind of digital mode devices to operate and execute, we need highly skilled technical experts having expertise in IT programming, and significant initial investment is required for purchasing the high configuration workstations for the operation of digital planetarium, sometimes 3D theater, and sometimes innovation hub also. So when we conduct any kind of video conference or meeting in the Google Meet, we have, sometimes we feel that there is a less participants during the video conference, and what we come to know that there is a network issues in different places. The next challenge, and it's very sad to say that now we, being a highly intellectual, being an academician, and being a resourceful person, we are aligning towards the digital mode of communication. Our curiosity are declining. We are depending upon the ChatGPT, AI, and all these are also making some problem in the students' learning their printed material at home. They are depending upon the YouTube. They are always depending upon the digital media for their making any kind of projects. So we, as our director general sir, he was saying that there must be a balance. So balancing digital experience with physical experience is also very important. And also our director sir, NEJ, was also saying that AI, we use AI, but AI should not use us. So our main objective in Sikkim Science Center, not only Sikkim, other science center, science museum also, our objective is to bring more and more visitors to a Sikkim Science Center or science centers. Unless there are more visitors in the science centers, so the sustainability of science center will be in the question mark. So this is a very serious matter when we use the digital mode of communication and the digital technologies. Now I will talk about the Sikkim Science Center, the various initiatives taken up in the Sikkim Science. Please, next slide. So this is the establishment year 2008, and inauguration of additional facilities was done in the year of 2020 by our Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim. So additional facilities are digital planetarium, 3D theatre, innovation hub, and biodiversity galleries. Next. So this is a picture of the inauguration of additional facilities in 2020. Next. This is the administrative setup of Sikkim Science Center. Since Sikkim Science Center is looking after by Department of Science and Technology under Sikkim State Council of Science and Technology, we have this kind of administrative setup. We have a secretary, DST, thereafter we have a principal director and director, and assistant director from in charge, and under assistant director in charge, we have a set of manpower and scientific officers, research assistant, and other technical staff also. Next slide. So this is our fee. The structural fee is entry fee, only 10 rupees for student. 3D theatre only 20 rupees for student, and digital price 20. And similar for others is 20 for 24% for general entry, and 3D theatre for 40, and it is combined is 100 for others and 50 rupees for student. Next slide. Now this is a very important initiative and step taken up by Sikkim Science Center. The mode of outreach. Let us we annually send letters to the school heads, college, and even we send a letter to the university heads also. Local media, Facebook, Instagram, we are using this for popularizing and communicating our science through Sikkim Science Center. Involvement of local Gram Panchayats, we invite Gram Panchayat of surrounding areas so that they can inform their public to take optimum advantages of Sikkim Science Center established at their place. Stakeholders meeting is conducted annually, membership anniversary is conducted monthly, and awareness program of Sikkim Science Center, Sikkim State Council of Science and Technology is regularly conducted in Sikkim Science Center. Then workshop on low-cost teaching aids, this is a part of program and program of council, and which is incorporated with Sikkim Science Center. Then teaching mathematics and science, workshop on teaching mathematics and science, hoardings. Hoardings is very important for publicity of Sikkim Science Center. So we are having the hoardings program in various important visible locations of Sikkim. Advertisement through distribution of brochures is being done, press release. So every activity, every program, our higher authority they direct us to give a press release. So we are giving a press release every time for every activity. Then the most important initiative that we have taken this year only, that is the short reels and videos of activities in social media. So what we do, children come, children just have a fun with the fun science galleries, exhibits, play exhibits, and our staff will be there to encourage them to make the reels. And that reels is circulated in their personal Facebook page and also the Sikkim Science Center Facebook page. Through that mode also, the visitors are coming. They are visiting center. And next, introduction QR code for visual feedback. So this year only we have introduced the feedback QR scan system. So through this, the students, those who have a mobile and having internet facilities, they scan the QR code and give the feedback. And last one is introduction. We didn't have an e-office system. So this year only we started the e-office system in our Sikkim Science. Next slide. So these are the activities that we conducted during the COVID-19 lockdown. Career perspective is still for girls. So since here also we are observing that we don't have the female participation. So female participation very less in many scientific activities and scientific conventions. So keeping all this in mind, we are conducting the various activities related to STEM for the girls students, particularly girls students. And works of robotic innovation is going on. So another part is the grassroots innovation. For diffusion of grassroots innovation is also very important. This is one of the steps which we are taking in our science center. So we normally, some visitors are from the remote areas, some visitors are from the town areas. They have the curiosity to do something else. So they have a curiosity to do the innovative works. So if they have any kind of idea, then we try to nurture them at our center. And next is coordination with our school heads. So through our digital mode of communication, we conduct the meeting among the school heads and tell them that the different facilities are running an operation in the Sikkim Science, and we request that we encourage the students to send to our center. And next, vehicle disinfectant day, it was done in COVID-19 lockdown. And these automatic sanitizers, all these are the devices that we developed in COVID-19 lockdown. Next page, next slide. So this is the main program, that is initiative that we took up in few years ago, in the month of August only. So there, the honorable area available chief guest, Jila gave the guest of honors, and we invited the higher officers from the education department, tourism department, and other department also. And we invited from local taxi drivers, because normally what we have in our board, the biggest problem is in our science center, students are visiting our science center. So almost all the students from the town and the village area also, from the government school students are also visiting. But the problem is that tourists are not visiting. Local people are also not visiting. So they say that it is a little bit far away from the main town. So what we did, we invited the stakeholders, especially the CAS, Travel Association of Sikkim, and the Drivers Association of Sikkim, and tell them that these are the first available in the Sikkim Science Center. Please kindly bring your cab to our Science Center, bring the tourists to our center. So these are these kind of initiatives that we have taken. And then school and college heads, hotel owners of surrounding areas. So some of the hotel areas, some hotels are there in surrounding areas. We also regularly invite them. We also go there and tell them that please send the tourists to our centers. Next slide. So this is a visitor profile. So here we observe that in the month of September, October, and November, the footfall is high. But December 25, January 25, footfall is less. And here also option made in the football because in Sikkim the weather condition is not good harsh during monsoon season. So monsoon season, most of the roads are blocked and difficult to travel from their district to our science center. So due to that reason only, the footfall of students is low during this June, July, August. And this month, September, October, and November, these are the appropriate months during which we have a maximum footfall. And December 24, since the vacation starts in the month of December and the school will open on January only, during the vacation we have a less footfall. Next slide. Now this is a new proposal that we have already submitted to the Ministry of Culture under this sports, and also we have prepared the DPR in consultancy with the NCSN. And we on behalf of entire Department of Science and Technology official and the Civil Science Center, I personally thank Director NEGH and his entire team for visiting our Civil Science, inspecting the land, inspecting the various galleries, and for the preparation of the DPR. And also, I thank our Director General and all NCSN for the DPR preparation. Here, we included the upgradation of existing galleries because most of the activities are we are unable to maintain most of the exhibits because the components, the electronic components which we need to maintain all these exhibits not available in local market. So last year only we visited NCSN, BHM and CRT to maintain, to carry out the maintenance of many activities. So these are the things. So mathematical gallery, development of mathematical gallery, because we know that in Sikkim, what happens, the students, especially from the rural areas, they have a phobia of learning mathematics. They have a phobia of learning mathematics and science. So therefore, what we thought that if there is a mathematical gallery, based on the digital technology and working model, if we will be able to install all these mathematical exhibits for explaining the basic principle, working principle of a different, the mathematical theorems, then it will be helpful for the students, especially for the students. And the children park is very important. We don't have children's park. Then we have children activity corner, 60 fantasy ride. One of the important facility that we are going to have is 60 fantasy ride. And also hall cafeteria will be constructed. We don't have computers so far now. Computers activities are at science park. So next, very important thing, since our science center is in the Gangtok district, the students and other visitors from the south and west districts, they cannot travel to take advantage of the science center located in Raripur, Gangtok. So what we thought is, that we have another one science center for the south and district people, south district and west district people. And next is we have permanent boundary wall. This one thing we have already submitted. National level education for we discussed this thing in some days ago. So this year I think we are going to conduct this National University Festival so that we can popularize our science across our state, different district of the city. Then procurement here with knowledge package for class 3 to class 10 it is already in pipeline and quotation is already we have invited. Procurement 3D films, we had purchased 3 sets of 3D films from National Science Center, Delhi, in consultancy with NCSN last year on. And last year, AI Science Education Package for University it is also on pipeline. We have made already proposal to the hierarchy. Next slide, please. So these are the photos. Next slide. So these are the pictures. Next slide, please. This is the joint discussion that was conducted following the meeting between Science and Technology Department and NCSN for DPR. Next slide, please. Next. 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 So since I am last speaker of this presentations, so I should thank Jharkhand Council of Science, Technology and Innovation for giving us this platform for conducting this 20th All India Conference for Science, Visual and Science Interference. And thank you so much to NCSM for inviting us to participate in this program. And also thank you all the delegates for listening to my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mr. Sarma, for highlighting the activities of Sikkim Science Center, the challenges you are facing, and the action you are taking to bring more visitors. Those will bear fruit. We have one more speaker, Mr. Subradin Ray, Office in Charge of Science City, Agartala. Mr. Subradin, time is short. We have to finish in 5 minutes.
Local language of Tripura. Welcome. I'm not in the schedule, so in the beginning I'm only myself because I am not prepared. After seeing last 2 days presentations, I've just prepared here sitting here. On behalf of Tripura State Council for Science and Technology, the State Government of Tripura, and from Science City, Agartala, I convey my sincere thanks and gratitude to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my information regarding science centers and Science City of Tripura. Actually, in Tripura, we have 2 science centers and 1 science city. As you see in the map, in the very first, in 1997, we got our first science center, that is Sukant Academy for Science, Arts and Culture. It's the first science center, and all the science exhibits are installed by the NCSM Government of India. And then, for last 1.5 years, the modernization of that science center, Sukant Academy, is being done under the control of NCSM Northeast headquarters. And few days back, our Northeast Science Center Director, National Science Center Director, Vijay Chandra visited here last week actually, and different exhibits are being modernized with a total fund of 3 crore. We are grateful to our Ministry of Culture and the spot we got the fund. We are glad that Innovation Hub is also inaugurated there. Full swing work are going on. Different activities are being done at the Innovation Hub. It is under the robotic lab, 3D printer, electronics and mechanical lab, and physics and chemistry and biology experiments are being going on. Apart from Sukant Academy, in February 2021, Udaipur Science Center, it is a sub-regional science center type. It was inaugurated. During the inauguration, our Honorable Director General Sir of NCSM, Edijodhi Sir was there. It was built up in the total amount of 26 crore and total area of 1 acre, 1.5 acre, and that is Science Park is 1 acre actually, and there are science gallery with 32 exhibits, appropriate technologies of Northeast India's gallery, interactive following with 12 exhibits, AC auditorium with 124 seats and small conference hall. And during September to February, skywatching camps are being done, and Taramandal slopes and computer celestial computer telescopes are used for students' astronomy purposes. After these two science centers, we actually, from the state government, it was taken by the state government during 2013 actually, that the Science City of Agartala is going to be set up. And with the normal, we know that as per our Indian Constitution, 51A, that is develop scientific temper among the people in the region, to enhance scientific awareness, to act as a major education facility for the tourists of the northeastern region and the neighboring country Bangladesh. We actually got this science city, and this is actually satellite image of the Science City Agartala site. You can see the upper one part of that is the first phase, and the future expansion is the B part. Actually, it's being done right now. This science city is located at 8 km away from the main heart of the city, and total beneficiary population is 45 lakhs approximately. And total land area at this moment we have 12.84 acres, and built up area is 1.48 acres, and till now it is being cost, total cost is 117 crore. Is the layout plan of the science city. You can see the main, you can light green and light sea color. This is the pond is being done in the science park. This is the master plan. We are having at this moment 6 main exhibit galleries. One is astronomy gallery, one is biodiversity gallery, one is fun science gallery, and one is temporary exhibit shop. These are all completed and running at this moment. And one petroleum gallery is being done by ONGC, and another is environment gallery is being done by Renewable Energy Development Agency of the state government. One 3D theatre is running with 60 seats fully running, and one exhibit gallery at the foyer area of the planetarium is being done. It is already in the table of the Ministry of Culture here, and we had an initial talk with ISRO. ISRO will going to prepare the space technology exhibit gallery, and one planetarium, that is 12-meter full dome planetarium with space theater facility. It is almost in the 60% works are done. We are expecting in October this year to open this planetarium. These are some pictures of the Science City Phase 1 work. You can see the architecture done by the one company from Delhi with the state government, PWD, and then NCSM to all the responsibility regarding the installation of exhibition and other things. There are some of the pictures from the side officials. This is the everyday phenomenon during November to February. Big queues of students are all there in the to enter in the science city, right from 11 a.m. to 6:30 in the evening. This is everyday phenomenon. Sometimes students gather so much that we have to call our police personnel to maintain the discipline and the things. You can see, and we are glad to inform you that at this moment, within just 2 years, we have visited 3,80,998 during up to 30. That is, I'm from 30 February. 3,80,000. And we are reacting to that. That our revenue in 2 years is almost 1.2 crore. Some during last 2 years, different workshops regarding physics, chemistry, with the teachers and the students are going on. Side by side, we are in consultation and with the help of NCSM, we are installing incredible planetariums in our different districts of Tripura. At this point we got 6 and another one just discussed from NCS, CRTL and CSM last week. And we are expecting in 2-3 days one the 7th number of institution of integrated country. These are going for district students, rural students who have idea of planetary evolutionary science. Recently, the team of Orbit and RSS are installing the 12-meter dome planetarium systems. And in upcoming is there is science park. Very fast, I have informed you that the future expansion is science park. Already fund is sanctioned by the Northeastern Council, and we are expecting in coming 15 months we are going to open our science park. We are having developed landscaping, science park exhibits, boating complex, butterfly biological park, medicinal plant garden, innovation theater, tribal hut, and amusement rides. These are all will be included in the Science City Agartala. And we are expecting 2-3 times more at what we are expecting going through the visitors number. These are sincere thanks from the Science City Agartala to the organizer of this event. We are grateful to you for inviting us. Thank you.
The presentations are coming to an end. We'll have a quick question and answer session. Much time is not left now. So I would request all the speakers to please come to the dais. Mr. Vikram Ranjit Gupta, Somen Ghosh, Mr. Cyril, Mr. Dr. Guru, Sri Salman Subha. Keep the questions and answers brief so we can conclude.
My question is to Shomen. Since you are digitizing some of the very valuable documents.
Yeah, since you are digitizing very valuable documents and their images, and which is going to be accessible to everybody all across the world, do you have any plans for the copyright of such documents, or are they already copyrighted? If not, do you have plans for copywriting and selling those documents at a cost for the researchers and the people who want to use it for exhibitions or anything?
Right now, the document, whatever we are giving access to the visitors or anybody who is coming into our archive, basically we are not charging anything first thing. And regarding the copyright issue, I mean, whatever the document is related to the any book, after 6 years copyright issue is not there. So if you have any document related to taking from any books, only the after 60 years. After the 60 years, already some books is published more than 60 years ago. We are keeping these books on. And in case of the regarding the archival document, we are taking the consent from the particular who are the donors of these archival documents among the institutions. We are trying to sign the MOU with the other institutions too. So it can be. So, but right now we don't have any, because since we are giving the free access to the to all archive, those are trying to use this archival document. Right now we are not charging anything. But in case of the copyright, still we already deployed one agency who is working on the particular issue, the legal issue. So that is we are trying to find out the solution, and we are taking the strategic approach to resolve it out maybe in the next months. Because it's called kind of approach this or particular task, I think diligence is required to be done. So we are taking approach on that.
This question is to Mr. Vikram.
appreciation that you have done really good work in introducing many digital interventions. My question is related to the fact that these kind of interventions require a lot of technical manpower, as discussed by various speakers also. And the solution also was hinted by you that you wrote in the students. Hello. You wrote in the students of nearby universities, colleges, and professors. In similar line, I heard from Niranjan Gupta also that he wrote in NGOs for introducing such digital interventions. My question is, up to what extent work by these amateur or non-professional people who are not very initiated in museum environment, their product is it worth displaying in the museum? Are you satisfied with the outcome, or you want further increase the presentability or the acceptability or any other improvisation on what they have come up with?
Yes, you are absolutely right that there is always a room for improvement. And at Innovation Hub, we test those projects that the students deliver to us, and then only then we try to implement those things in our galleries. But definitely, it's true that is it worth or not. So some of the exhibits has come up very well with our past experience, and some of the exhibits, some of the projects that has come up very well, and some of the projects are still we have to we don't discourage the students, but they display these things at their state level, national level, and other levels. In galleries, we only recommend, we only implement those things which are which we feel. We are the team of technical experts. We also outsource some of the things, and we try to take their ideas for like for the content development. We outsource the things for the hardware and other things also. And when we feel that there is a requirement to update their content, then we don't go to the agencies. We simply call the students which have already submitted some of the projects, and then they modify those things. So in that manner they help us.
I have one question for Subramanian, Tripura Science Day. Like, your visitor figures are quite promising, right? So in future, like, since it's a new attraction, Science Day for visitors, so do you intend to conduct any visitor survey, whether they're coming any repeat visitors or all are new visitors? Visitor studies for finding repeat visitors or new visitors?
Sir, we are having in consultation with the education department, school education department and the higher education department. Every year there is class 8 or 9 students are those who are in class 8 this year. Next year, in another class 8 students will be there as a schedule as there. We are requesting them to send their students during their off period or as a part of science discussion too. These are the students coming from the different schools and the colleges. In every time the new student, not the similar, the repeating of the same students. And the visit tourists. Tourists are, we cannot say the repeating of others. Sometimes they are having, during winter they are coming, their own interest and other things. But students data is there, they are not repeating.
My question to Niranjan ji, are you giving projects to the students like energy audit or weather observations or something like that in your climate action?
Energy audit, exactly not energy audit, but we made some biodiversity map.
Okay.
So environmental awareness map surrounding that Digha Science Center. So the biodiversity study actually we did.
So actually what we did, I want to just share my experience. Whatever students, they are coming for months only. So we are telling them in your school or in your home, just study your 6 months electricity bill and try to reduce it and make a report and submit to us. So So we are getting good response for that. So I think that you all can do energy audit. Same way weather observations like what happened in summer. Maybe you can get the data from IMD report. So and what is changing. So I think we can do that. Thank you.
उनको नहीं सुन
Someone, I would like to know a few things about the archive. Number one is, why a national archive is under the domain BITM-Kolkata.net? It should have some meaningful domain so that I can search and understand what the archive stands for.
Yes, yes.
And it is inaugurated and still the domain name is not changed. Why is it so?
Yeah, actually we start with the in-house infrastructure. We'll already discuss. We'll try to switch over the new domain. Maybe within the 3-4 months we'll try to switch over.
But it is already accessible. It must be there, and that new domain takes only a few hundred rupees. It could have been the very initiative. Then number two is, what is different in this archive than what we get in the National Archive of India or the Digital Library of India? All these papers are available. In fact, Amal Rai Chaudhury's PhD thesis is also available. So, how is it different? How is it planned or structured to be different than any other archive that is already happening?
In case of the person, if you say of the National Archive or Science Technology Archive, whatever data is, the domain is there. But in the personal collections, whatever PhDs, all PhDs are not available, I think.
Many PhDs
maybe. Even you say,
Amal Rai Chaudhury's PhD thesis is available. I have a copy.
Okay, but we collected from his daughter only.
No, his daughter may be given because she thinks that there is nothing available about it.
Maybe.
But it is. What I want to ask is there a policy that how are we going to make it different from any other standard repository of documents only? Like I will give you an example. Suppose Ramchandran's papers. Now Ramchandran's first paper was rejected by Nature and it was delayed by a few months so that another person can write a counter paper for this. I would like to know such stories.
Yes,
is it possible that through this archive I can get to all such things?
We are trying to create such kind of...
How? What is the policy? I would have liked to know that. But that I did not see.
That is because we have the steering committee, they are also subject matter expert on the particular. They are guiding on that way.
No, but then what is our contribution in it? We must have a policy to tell even the experts how we go about it.
So after biosketch or after collection document, we are also sending their, if any additional information they know, so we can incorporate it into our archive too. And any alignment,
this expert group?
Yeah. Even particular notes, even they are also connecting with the other expert. Those are the particular expert on the particular subject, like where the particular scientist or technologist.
For example, where we have been able to find out anything you say about Viva Chaudhury.
Who?
Say Viva Chaudhury, I found Viva Chaudhury's name there. Anything that we have come to know about Viva Chaudhury that was not known earlier.
And in case of the correspondence, you will get the different correspondence. I don't think it is only book published, it is there. In case of PhD thesis, she actually did her PhD from the Manchester University. Whole PhD thesis is available. It's not available in any other.
And I found that it is available in the form of an image only, which is not searchable.
Actually, basically, since it is an image, we got the credit. We are taking from some other person. So it is available in digital format. But if someone it is written on there, since if you want to see this full PhD thesis, one should come in physically because some of the restriction is there.
My point is, an archive is not just that. An archive is a context analysis enabled repository. I would like to know how Viva Chaudhury's research is connected to 1,000 other researchers. Can I see a network?
Yeah.
There should be a policy. There is
There's a committee which sees what has to come.
No, basically they are taking they are doing policy on for the.
Okay,
That's
okay.
why we are having that core committee for that.
Yeah, but we should have a policy to see as Manifest telling, so that how these stories can be brought about.
Yes.
Maybe the committee will be telling what can be put there.
Yes, also.
Maybe this can be for your discussion and development.
I'm just requesting that please think of it, that if all these things can be incorporated, then only we attach some value to it. Otherwise, just a collection of a few documents doesn't lead to any place.
No, that's why the last time we had discussion, they said right now we have to create the metadata for this archive. So once the connection can be made, we are working on that. Metadata creation is not a very easy task. So they said,
no, I don't agree. Because if I have data about only one person, even then the metadata should be there. Otherwise, I am collecting 1,000 people and without any metadata at all that can be workable, that can be searchable, that can create any network or meaning. I don't think it is becoming an archive. It's just a dump. Even a single person should be started. Yes, I think we need a policy about that. And to Cyril, I have a question. Now, Cyril, what do you mean by this hybrid mode of exhibits? We have several exhibits in which the digital thing works underneath and it represents something. And I did not understand that VITM exhibit that you showed, someone is stretching the hand and some patches are seen here and there. What does it mean?
So that VITM exhibit of virtual dressing is not a hybrid exhibit. I focus on the other one where the AI principle is shown.
Even if it is not hybrid, then what is so special of AI in it?
No, the other exhibit is it is an object detection is there. So visitor will be curious to know when on the walkway they can see that whatever objects that they are wearing, that will be detected by the machine. So that is
what sort of objects and what is the resolution that can be detected? Can it detect what quality of pen I have in my pocket?
No, it can detect that it is a pen or watch or maybe shoes or specs or mobile or belt or whatever it is.
I remember one comment from IKM, whatever exhibit you make, ask one question, so what? Are we ready to give this answer, so what? I know I am wearing a shirt and the system said you are wearing a shirt. So what? How do I interpret that this is something special, this is something different, this is something that cannot be normally done?
Yeah, sir.
So I feel the meaning making is a thing that is a gap that should be concentrated upon. Just showing a technology, there are 1,000 functions. You just call one library, take a function and it will give you a result.
Yes,
the 3 objects are detected. So I feel the next level is to go into this so what and to make meaning out of the displays and out of the images.
Sure.
This is just a suggestion.
Yes.
Please don't mind, I'm a little laughing.
No, sir. Actually, I was about to tell him that there is that we are showing how this artificial intelligence is an example only, but there is as concerning.
There's very little artificial intelligence in it. Very little.
Okay, so come to the other point. Hybrid means already we have hybrid. One example from that university study that's shown is that there is a vibrating platform. So that is a physical interaction is there. At the same time, there is a virtual assistant. For kids and all, this virtual assistants will guide the student due course of learning. So that is combining both.
I'll give you an example. We have an exhibit called Earthquake Platform, on which you stand and it starts vibrating. And along with that, depending upon the intensity of the vibration, the videos used to be projected which showed where in India such type of vibrations occurred and what was the Richter scale measurement for them, what was the impact of it. That was much more meaningful where this AI and all that were not required at all. So what value are we adding by using AI in it?
So that is maybe sensor based. This is a computer vision based one.
So the point is, you know, I have used computer vision in it, and it is not just a sensor. Doesn't attach any meaning, doesn't give any other dimension. So that was my point when what I tried to impress upon is creative meaning. Just using the technology doesn't take us anywhere. There must be some additional dimension to it.
Okay, thank you, sir. I just use that as a reference and for improving some of our exhibits where there is a scope of continuous learning. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any more questions, sir? Last question. Okay.
This is again, I mean, it's a suggestion, not a question to Somen. So, please, please, speaker the orientation here.
You have to keep your mic closer. You have to keep your mic closer.
Okay. That is the easier solution, I think. Okay. So, Somen, because you'll be working on this creation of the archival, and after the suggestion from Anand also, we're working on the policy matter. So I'll give you a story. We are doing one exhibition on traditional medicine in Northeast. So in Assam there is a very popular gentleman, perhaps if I am not wrong, Gunaram Karikar. Gunaram Karikar is very famous traditional Assamese leader, and there is hardly any family in Assam who is not referring to his book. His books are always written in Assamese. So I was planning to take interviews of such traditional leaders, and in the course of time, because I am not from Northeast India, and not many people who are local, even in Assam, they were aware of the fact that he is no more. And then through my links, I came to know that he is from Golpada, perhaps. Golpada is a different district in Assam. So I just wanted to retrieve some of his books, because he has written so many books. Whether I can get some books, his recipes for creation of traditional, because a lot of traditional plants he would be using. So for what kind of setup he was having. So I was shocked to learn that उनका छोटा भाई से मुलाकात हुआ. And in the course of time उनको बोला कि कहाँ कुछ books पुराना पड़ा हुआ है, कुछ मैं display कर सकता हूँ. तो बोले वो तो सब कबाड़ी वाले को दे दिया. So that is the kind of respect we give it to our candidate. So my request to you, while you make the policy for archival treatment of the subject, of course you cater to the top scientists also, but there are many such local scientists who have worked at grassroots level for the benefit of the society also. I mean, find some kind of mechanism whereby we can archive their work before it is lost to the Kabadi numbers.
Thank you, sir. थोड़ा सा align कराइए तो actually we are last time what happened in some conference was happened to be there in Tejpur, and we got information regarding that the first PhD holder for the Assam is Radhikaram B. Fukam. So we got some sources that they are keeping the all document. So immediately align the team, and we got the whole digital copy from there. So on that way, ultimately, yes, of course, India, we are not aware about the archiving the thing. After immediately death हो गया तो सब कुछ lost हो गया और कुछ रहा नहीं. तो contemporary collection के लिए भी एक पॉलिसी हम लोग लास्ट टाइम भी डिस्कस about कि immediately कुछ कलेक्शन करना है, लेकिन आर्काइव का एक नॉर्म्स भी है कि आफ्टर 30 इयर्स ही कर सकते हैं. लेकिन इंडिया में जो है अभी भी अगर हम कलेक्शन स्टार्ट नहीं करेंगे, नेक्स्ट टाइम को जब उनका डेथ के बाद कुछ मिलेगा नहीं. सो वी आर वर्किंग ऑन दैट वे कि हमको ऐसे भी कंटेम्पोररी कलेक्शन भी करना चाहिए. और बाकी वी आर आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग द फोरम, इफ एनीबॉडी हैज सच काइंड ऑफ known potential source of archival material, to let us know. We will try to retrieve all the try to get the material for our archive. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. With this, we'll be concluding. Thanks for the presenters and thanks for the...
I think we had discussing because learning में बहुत बात हो रहा है. Many conferences, last several conferences, we have not devoted some time. We are doing a lot of things. Technology, support, everything is done, but whether this learning aspect has been recorded or actually measured in our science center. Whatever we do with technology, through technology, everything done. But whether it has been actually evaluated, the impact of such. So I think next conference, I think we should devote one day, especially to technology, everything there. But the impact of such technologies or impact of learning in vision, I think every science center, because I think over the years what we have done.
So that next year people come.
I think I request all of you, because this learning aspect is so important. We discussed a lot of things, technologies are there, but what is the impact of that technology? We have never measured. I know in another 1 year, 2 years, 3 years time, what kind of technology is going to go. And another suggestions for those science centers who are there, especially Northeast and other science centers which have been set up by NCSL. Now there is going to be a big problem if you ask for any modernization or any other operation. Because ministry is now going to check what is your staff strength, how you are going to cope up with that. So now you have to impress upon your authority that you have to get a staff, you have to get trained manpower. And it's not going to be there is a now thing coming up that it's going to be challenge-based method. Those centers who are giving all the commitments, all of the facilities, all of the things, and who are performing also, they will be preferred first compared to other centers who are not there. So this has been because we have been discussing several years in the ministry. So I think that's important that whatever, there is already a scheme for that, but we have not seen from many of the science centers which have been made and almost 5 years old. They have not put up the scheme, they have not put up the proposal. Even the proposal is put up, there are a lot of problems in that. So I think this is very important. I'm just giving you the because the next people who will give you that. But whenever you are putting the proposal, why you are requesting NCSL? You should prepare your own proposal for that. So this expertise has to come to you with the manpower. Thank you very much. And for so many, because I am also being, because I am individually involved, I know how problem is the archival material for that. You know, if you are given that, whether if anyone is using, whether they are giving credit to whom, they will credit to the person who has developed that website or that portal or the person who, these are the things which has been taken credit to the policy. I think we should separately what Manas has told, let us have one day session on that.
Credit and monetization.
Credit and monetization for especially at least the credit things. It requires a lot of things for that. It's not so simple that it has been done, but it requires a lot of things. The policy has to be circulated. Many ideas will come for that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, with this, let me thank all the presenters and also the audience who came up with questions which made the session like that. Thanks. We have a good
Now I request all the participants and dignitaries to have tea break. Thank you. आप सभी टी ब्रेक के लिए आप सादर आमंत्रित हैं। And we'll assemble here at 12:30. The battery session will start right on 12 minutes.